playing what you guys have all said, I would say going with Nick's example of the 30K roughly and paying $6,000 for an outsourced management solution through an agency. With that remaining 25 and change you've got there, you could easily go out and hire a full-time badass SEO firm to work on your SEO. You could probably hire someone to work on your Facebook ads. You might be able to get a contract email marketer in there as well. So like for the cost of one entry-level digital marketing specialist that is a jack of all trades, master of none, you'd be able to hire 2, 3, 4 agencies that specialize in their given services in your market. So just that alone, unless you get to a situation where you're in a multi-million-dollar business with a significant ad budget. But we all know that most of us work in local markets and most client budgets are below $5,000 a month. So if you just do the math on it, does it make sense to spend $5 or $6,000 a month, or 3, 4, 5, 6, $7,000 a month to hire someone to manage something that is roughly at the same cost? It just doesn't make financial sense when you could, break that out into a handful of other services. So I'm with you guys. Anything else you guys want to throw into the mix? And
we worked with I worked with a couple of billion-dollar organizations and a couple of massive clients. We got clients that spend 100K or 40K a month. And we've done it where we've had that parallel work where they do have somebody in-house. Those are the people that we usually communicate with. But at the same time, we sort of tell them, let us drive the car. We'll let you navigate. We'll make the changes. If there's changes you want made, run through it with us. And essentially how we position ourselves with the powers that be or with the decision makers is that your internal marketing team is good, but this is all we do. This is our specialty. Mm-hmm. So instead of having to continue, we'll help train them. We'll help navigate what they're, what you're telling them you want. When they come to us, they don't fully understand it. So there's still value in having those agencies do those reviews and be around. It's still pretty shocking. I mean, a billion-dollar organization sitting and talking with somebody and they don't know how to get into Google Analytics. But they were hired and they were making $60,000 a year and not knowing what they're doing. People interview well. People don't perform. People don't always perform well. Everybody seems to interview well, but performance is different, right?
I also think there's strategy too, that nobody really talks about that, because you can find a button pusher all over the place, right? You don't need, I mean, I'm just going to leave it there, right? We can find people that understand how to toggle switches. Right. But if you don't understand which ones to toggle or put a plan together to hit a certain goal, like, hey, we want to get, like, maybe your strategy has to change because something changes in the market, or your service, your products change. You want to bring a new product or service to market, or your pricing is changing. I mean, who knows what could happen? You got somebody that just knows how to, knows what they know now, but they don't grow because maybe as an employer, you're not giving them the time and the freedom to grow. Or because they feel like, why am I going to grow? I already know this business. They get bored, right? Now you got to keep them all entertained. You got to cheerlead them. And that's always fun, right? Cheerleading people to keep them motivated, or replace them. And we know what happens if you replace them. Guess what? You start over. And most of the time you're having to go through this again. And how do we know? Because we're agency owners. We have employees that do this. That's how I know, because I have a great team. It's awesome. But, not everybody that joins works out. And, you want to try to do the best you can to keep people motivated, incentivized to do a good job for clients. But it's really no different when you hire somebody in-house. Just that the burden's now on you to make sure all those things are in place. And it's not easy. I mean, like, the way I look at it is what we do for our clients is let them run their business so we can handle the Google thing. Like, look, just do what you do. Just make sure when we send you calls, you answer the freaking phone. Make sure you get back to people. Make sure you do that part. But aside from it, like, you shouldn't have to worry about what I'm doing. When I say worry, I mean actually worry. I don't mean you shouldn't know. I mean, you should know what we're doing, but you shouldn't have to be concerned with, okay, is this being handled? Is that? No, I want to make sure that we're you're good over here. If there's a problem that we see coming down the pipe, like this whole call rail thing, we'll email you, we'll let you know what's going on. We'll figure out a solution. We'll be in front of that the best that we can be. So you don't have to think about it and worry about it. With an employee, probably it's not going to happen very easily. I mean, that's a very rare employee. There's a lot of good ones out there, but man, I mean, they're going to want more money and they're going to be harder to find. So it's a whole nother game. I mean, it's just not as simple as finding a good agency in my mind, you know.
Yep. I think it becomes harder to find employees that want to or have the ability to focus on the strategy piece rather than just the tactical piece.